It's like they're all very healthy there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Herb, herbs and spices and shit.
They're all pretty homeless out there too.
Are you homeless?
Me? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I just discovered this place, and I just bring all my shit in a
Oh.
backpack and
Oh, you never know. You could just be staying the night somewhere. I don't know what your life's like.
my
You
life.
could just be shacking up. Yeah,
Yeah,
your life. Yeah, your life.
my life. Is that
It's now
70s?
or never. You're gonna be forever. That's John Bon Jovi.
Jun 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 bon bon Jovi. The French Bon John. Hey, remember that guy that come and watched us when we were on here?
No.
He went Uncle Phil, but then he had his other name too.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought you meant when I was when I was down there, like when I was in Los Angeles, and I was like, who was watching us? Like when we were walking around, someone was watching us, and it was like some kind of creeper or something.
Next time you come out,
Sorry,
we'll go to Mel's Diner.
Nell's Diner. Is
Yeah.
that a famous place?
It's a diner up the street from the Comedy Store.
I liked
It's like a
LA when I was
fancy,
there.
like, diner. Like, it's like, you can get a fucking malt shake and such.
I
I like
liked
to.
LA when I was there. I liked the parts where I didn't know where the fuck I was. Like where I was staying, I was like, I don't know where this is in relation to the rest of the city. I was in Glendale. I ended up there randomly
That place
because I
is
needed.
super white.
I liked Glendale. It was kind of cool. It was like a lot of diners and shit. It wasn't. It wasn't
Reminds me of
very.
Ballard or like Fremont a little bit. The
It was
neighborhoods.
basically I just drove until I could find a place that I could stay that wasn't super expensive, so I knew it was like a normal neighborhood.
I would in Glendale, and there was a guy like using one of those. You put books in it, and you take books out of it.
Yeah, like a buck exchange.
Yeah, those community, like, it looks like it's a birdhouse, but it's full of books.
I was
Public.
at Andy's house. Do you remember Andy?
Yeah, six in the hole because he got a car.
Huh?
He's six in the hole because he got a car. That car he got, he's spent $6,000 so far on it to get it. He's like, well, at least when I come out finally, my car will be good. I know.
I respect it. It's a nice car. I rode in it. I rode in it from to the store with it. Very nice inside.
Yeah, and
Sits.
everyone who knows you knows you're a inside of car connoisseur. It's like your secret power.
No, my car sucks on the inside, but that's just because it's only for to ride around in. That's all.
And that's the joke.
Yeah. My car used to be perfect in the inside for about 3 years. I kept it super clean, but I just lost interest in it.
What were you doing in Andy's backyard? That sounds like an open mic.
Huh?
What were you doing in Andy's backyard?
We were just hanging out at his house, fucking shooting the shit.
Did he give you mushrooms?
He tried to.
We
I
always try to get you
I smoked
mushrooms.
weed. I smoked a bunch of weed, and I haven't felt good since.
You mean as good, or you haven't felt good since?
I haven't felt good since.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't feel
either
good.
it,
I didn't feel good before, but I feel worse since.
then you probably shouldn't smoke too much more weed then, or at least not
No,
Andy's weed.
I think it is what it is. Is I go. I just can't handle comedy because everything I do, anything in comedy, everybody's too tough for me. Everybody's trying to get me to do drugs or go somewhere, and I'm going. I can't handle it. I'm old. I can't do it. All I can do is park and go in and do the set, and that's it. Or
That'll
maybe
off,
go to a, or maybe go have a breakfast. I'm strong enough for that. I can handle that.
that'll offer you retail
Yeah,
drugs, but wait till you get offered the designer drugs when you're working at the comedy store.
sure, of course. Yeah,
Maybe
there's everything.
when you're getting offered that top shelf shit for free, you'll be all right with it.
No, actually, that means it's even worse. I can't handle the very bare minimum of the drugs, like the pussy shit. The shit they would say the pussy shit. They go, That's too much for me. The pussy drugs. They're like, here, go sit over here in the kids section and have like the
Pixie
little like,
sticks.
yeah, yeah. They're
They'll
like,
give
no,
you
I can't
pixie
handle this.
sticks.
Yeah, and they're like, hey man, you should try some psychedelic shit that'll fuck you up, bro. It'll explore your mind and your capabilities, bro. And I'll be like, I don't feel good. I'm gonna die. And they'll be like, oh, I guess you just died then. Oh shit, that's what happens in comedy. Oh well, some people just die sometimes. It's all good though. That's
Sometimes. Bum
yeah.
bum bum bum. We all need fam. Bum
Yeah.
bum 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 bum.
Yeah, more, yeah.
Lean on me when we bump it and you need a friend. We all
Yeah, we need someone to lead us.
yeah. When
We
you all
all
need
need
somebody.
somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
Down on me, brother, when you
When you
need a
bomb on
friend.
stage.
Yeah, hey, I
If you
don't bomb
bomb
on
on
stage.
stage.
I
Yeah, if
never
you
bomb on stage.
but we could make a Weird Al parody and then it would be funny.
That's not funny.
Well, I'll be the one that bombs and you can be the friend. And then you
You
have
be
to
the one.
sing it. You have to
You
be
be the
singing.
one. You be the one to bomb on stage.
Yeah.
You fucking
So then you're
freak.
singing it to me then. So you gotta say if you bomb on what's the word? Count on me, brother, when you need a friend.
You getting any pussy down there?
Yeah.
Any hot pussy or however you describe it?
$60.
Huh?
$60 medium grade.
Yeah? Oh, you gotta pay down there?
Well, you can. It's an offer. I mean, you don't have to.
In
I
your
mean,
neighborhood, you just walk around a few blocks, you probably can find something down there.
yeah, my neighborhood. Yeah, I don't. Did you? You didn't end up coming by to see where I'm at. Oh wait, yeah, you did. You picked me up. You saw my neighborhood. You saw my place. Yeah.
Hung out at your place. We had breakfast
Yeah,
on
around
your
the corner
table.
there. They be coming out
Howard?
earlier sometimes, like 10 p.m. even is early, but they'll be there at like 4 a.m. also. It'd be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like
Cool.
funny. They're just walking around. It's like a zoo,
Gross.
man. I was
Gross.
I was at the 7-Eleven. There's a bunch of brothers, and they had the fucking binoculars. They were using the binoculars to look across the street at the working girls.
That's fun.
Yeah, I was pretty. They told me they're like, oh yeah, you young thug now. We're gonna call you young thug
I'm
rest of the night. They
I'm
tried to
old.
they thought I was hooking one of the girls. They thought I was
Oh, you thought
pimping.
you were a pimp?
They're like, is that your girl over there? I was like, no, but the order on the corner was trying to get me to pay her 100.
You're always supposed to say yes. Yes, that is my girl. Yes.
I went over and talked to her. She was just loony, and then she's like 50, and I went back and
$50 make $50 make you holla?
yeah, the police were fucking being dicks.
She'll pull out your little cock and she'll suck on it for a while between two cars. She'll
They
suck
thought
on
she
it
was-
between. They'll
What?
suck your dick between two parked cars.
Yeah, maybe. They will actually, or in the car,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah, in the car.
even against the wall.
I
of the
don't know.
apartment
I only know from what I've heard. I don't know from experience. I only know from what I heard.
I only know from what I observed. I was just walking home. What can I say?
I observed from looking above down onto my dick and seeing their head.
Yeah,
being
I had my eyes
disgusting.
closed in that
Disgusting.
moment.
Disgusting.
But
Disgusting, JD.
maybe so.
Disgusting manager Carl George Carl.
Yeah, George
Manager
Carlin.
George Carl. Manager
The
George Carl.
George Carl was the Sonics coach, and also he coached for other teams.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Coached the
Utah, I
Bucks,
think.
Milwaukee Bucks, I think.
Oh yeah, the Buck. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
And
great coach.
Sean Kemp was doing crack.
No, whatever. Mind your own business.
I don't mind.
He probably didn't do no crack. Did he do crack, you think?
After Carl left, when the new management came around.
I think he did crack after he retired a lot.
No, it was why he retired.
Huh?
Because he was like getting fucked around with. Remember they were like fucking with the team,
Yeah.
and they were making that one tall ass dude. What's his fucking name?
Oh yeah, they paid him a lot of money. That just happens. So what?
Yeah, and then then eventually they got Ray
Yeah.
Allen, and when they had Ray Allen, they were picking up steam again.
Yeah, Ray Ray.
And
Ray
then
Ray. You remember
and
Kevin Calabro?
yeah, and then
You remember?
Gary
You
Payton when
remember?
he left, he went and he got a ring. Ray Allen got a ring too, and he left though.
Yeah.
Actually, Ray Allen got 2 rings on 2 different teams, I think. Because I
They
think he
went
went
to
to
the same
Miami
jewel.
and the
They went to the
Celtics.
same. They went to the same jeweler, and when they bought their rings, they went to a jewelry store.
NBA.
I went there too. No, to the jewelry place to get rings. I went there too, but I couldn't afford it. There's like the rings are out of my price range.
I thought they mail them to you or some shit, and they're free, aren't they? You have to buy them
No, I was just talking
when
about
you
when you
win
go.
when you win the title.
No,
You
I
have
was
to
talking
buy
about
it.
when you go to a. No, when you go to a jeweler though, you got to buy rings though to
Yeah,
get
if
them
you get
there.
married or
Yeah.
something.
I just like the idea that rings are described as championship rings, like interchangeably. And like you probably have some rings on right now. They're just. Don't you have any rings? Yeah, there you go. All right, no rings.
No, I'm eating an
No
orange.
champion.
I don't. I take
No
my rings off if
championships.
I'm eating.
No championships. You don't have any
I thought about
championships.
getting the one when the Seahawks won. I thought about getting that. It was only
A
like
championship ring.
$1,400 or some shit. Yeah, it's a replica championship ring, but it's like high
Oh.
quality and shit.
Once in a while, it'll come up in the news that somebody pawns their Super Bowl ring because they run out of money and they need some crack money or whatever. Like a player, like a bench player. They sell it.
OJ pawned his Heisman trophy, and then he went and like stole it back.
Oh yeah, something like that.
Something like that. He said the dude stole it.
Yeah, I thought it was his jerseys, but I don't know. I don't keep track that much. It was his signed autographed jerseys. But
I mean, I
thought,
would
but I don't-
if it's a real ring at a pawn shop, I would buy it, but it's probably way overpriced, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question, man. You asked the right questions.
Earl Thomas be trying to sell his ring probably these days.
Oh yeah, he's been in a lot of trouble lately.
Hell yeah, he got in a lot of trouble. He had a worn out.
It's funny. It was funny when he was with the Seahawks. He seemed like the nicest guy, and then he's been like kicked off a team because of fights and all this stuff. That I guess he just don't really know nigga.
Well, when you got a girl and she drive you crazy.
I guess I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's what he's caught up in is domestic violence.
Oh yeah, no, but he got in a fight with teammates, and that's how he got his contract on the Ravens terminated.
Oh well, that don't surprise me. The Ravens a bunch of dickheads anyway, aren't they?
No, but it's pretty extreme if you get kicked off a team because of fighting in practice when there's all kinds of fights in practice all the time. He was
Feel
like
what
punching
happened?
guys
Terrell
in the face.
Owens.
Oh yeah, they just got tired of having him on the team.
Remember that? The fucking Dallas could have gotten in, but then Terrell Owens like tore the whole team apart.
Literally, basically, people went, he's good, but I'd rather lose than have him on my team.
I think so. And the quarterback was like, I'm supposed to throw to him, but I don't want it because he's gonna just bitch.
My thing says Casey at the.
Yeah, at the bat, the baseball. That'd be cool if you
Yeah,
came down here. We go to a baseball game.
that would be really cool.
Mariners will
We can
come
hold
down.
hands. Can we hold hands and hug?
I mean, if you want.
Kinda-
You mean while we
not
hug, or
really.
you mean separate from hugging?
Oh yeah, that'd be weird to do both at the same time.
I mean, lock hands, hug is difficult to pull off.
Right.
You have to wrap your arms around someone to hug them.
Right, we could hug and we could talk baseball stats. You know,
We'll get a
We can go, like-
$5 book.
we could both wear the same jerseys of the Yasiel Puig, even though he's long gone.
I don't have any Mariners jerseys. I just have my Mariners hat from the dad's game.
No, I
Father's
was
Day
talking
game.
about Dodgers jerseys.
Oh, I wouldn't wear a Dodgers jersey. I'd rather dip my skin
Mariners
in
don't-
acid.
Mariners don't play in LA.
Yeah, they do. They come down here, don't they? They play the Angels and they play Oakland. They play the Dodgers.
The Angels. They play the Angels.
How'd it go up Seahawks versus Broncos in August? Maybe it's in.
Oh yeah, that's the first game.
Yeah.
First game of the season.
You should try and get us tickets when they go on sale.
That's a good idea. You can stand in line for a while, but you can get a couple.
See if you can get us tickets. I'll come up for it.
I just got to figure out when they have where they sell the day of game tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I look it up too. I forget when it is. They do it. They either do it like right after, as soon as postseason's done, or right before postseason start.
Oh, why are you gonna come up here and watch the game?
Yeah, I'll come up for that. If you get the ticket, I'll go
Yeah?
with you. That'd be cool.
That sounds kind of fun.
See the
I
Seahawks
might be
and
able to get
Russell on the
tickets.
other.
My girlfriend gets tickets through her job once in a while, but I'm not sure if they would be able to get ones for that one because that one sounds like a popular game.
That's a big game
Like they'll
because
have
that's
tickets.
Russell.
They'll have tickets, but I'm not sure if they'll give them to the random people.
Yeah, Russell's coming back for that game. It's a big game because Russell's on the other team. He got to be
Yes,
playing
I'm
on the
aware.
Bronc. He's a big boy now. Russell got him a big old mansion, Mile High mansion in the Mile High. Him and his fancy Sierra girlfriend.
He already was a big deal before. He already had everything.
Man, Eminem name dropped him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
When Eminem dropped his name, I knew that guy was going to be a star. Yeah, but Eminem put you in a fuck. Yeah, because Eminem likes football. He's a Lions fan because he's from Detroit.
Okay. It's good to know.
Well, you know, if you're networking in Hollywood and you come up on Marshall Mathers, you could be like, hey, what's up, Marshall? How about them
Right.
Lions?
You know everybody down there. So you should.
Who was the person I ran into most recently? Did I tell you when I saw that, what's that one dude, Neil Brenner? Brenner?
Brennan?
Yeah.
Brennan?
You know that guy? He's
Neil
kind of
Brennan?
nasally.
Yeah, where'd you see him at?
I'm kind of depressed. I can't do it. I can't do his voice.
He's
At
just
the comedy
regular.
store.
All you gotta do is talk regular like a white guy. Just, hi, I'm Neil Brennan.
Hi, I'm Neil Brennan.
He's a little tiny fella like you, right?
He's taller than me, but yeah, he's a petite like me. Yeah, he's skinnier.
He's a petite fella.
He wears his glasses on stage and wears
He's
his glasses.
funny. He's a good joke. Good joke guy.
Yeah, he was he was telling some football jokes and then he said the wrong person and he just kept going through it. So when I saw him after his set, like was walking out and I said to him, I was like, hey, I got a question about that joke. You meant to say, because he was the quarterbacks, he said he was talking about Peyton, but he meant to be talking about coming out of retirement. He was talking about Tom Brady. So then he was like, yeah, that's what I meant. And he's like, it was funny because I was like, oh, well, I could, the audience couldn't tell. And he's like, no, they could tell. And I was
Where'd
like,
you see him at?
At the Comedy Store.
Oh, Comedy Store. Okay.
Yeah, I came, like, because you can go there and then they'll let you just go sit in the back with the comics too, and just fill it in. Because people leave. Like, did you notice that when you were there? People leave.
Sure, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Not everyone stays. Like, people are like $15. They'll come watch a couple comics and leave.
Yeah, a guy sitting next to me, he was like a filmmaker guy. He had a suit on. That, you know what I mean? We were talking, and he was like, he watched a little bit, and then he just, I don't know. Sometimes you think he was like annoyed by the comic because he left, but I think sometimes people, they only have a certain amount of time to watch shit.
I stepped out to smoke cigarettes, and then I'd come back in.
Yeah.
I was surprised you didn't go out to smoke and come back in.
I didn't know what you could do. I didn't know the rules or anything.
Yeah, you were your first timers club, huh?
Yep. I was like de-virginizing myself.
Yeah, now when I go they keep shuffling me. They'd be like, but now I know where all the comics are in the club. Now I know. So now I just walk up and go and sit in the areas where the comics are supposed to be at.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but then Kenny might have got me banned, so I gotta go there tonight and find out.
You got in trouble already?
No, I didn't do nothing, man. Kenny did everything.
Oh, he acted up the fool.
Well, the club was closed, first off, so I don't know what their problem with it. Like, I don't know what the problem is. When the club is closed, it's not their problem. You know what I mean? Just short of a murder, then it's an incident. But when it's just some guy, like, I guess he might have been an employee, is what I think. But he didn't have a Comedy Store shirt on. You know those guys, how they had the Comedy Store shirt?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
At the store, when Kenny got mad at the guy.
He went in there when it's closed? How did he get in when it's closed?
No, the night after, when I went out with him, I went to show support, watched him perform, and then we recorded his podcast, and then we hung out because he had like these dudes show up. It's pretty fun. Like, he had like a little fan club from high school show up and shit. And they were doing like WWE chanting, and they were going like, Kenny, Kenny, Kenny. It was getting hella loud and shit. I was like, oh damn, dude. Like, the door people are like, they don't know me or necessarily, so they say to me like, oh, he's gonna get himself banned again. Like, this guy. They're a bunch of like shit talking haters, a lot of them. because
Yeah.
Kenny's wild and they aren't, and they're jealous, you know. But
Yeah.
then everyone was gone because the night was over. So he was gonna roll a blunt. So I was just waiting on that. We were gonna go get some food at some place, you know, because he
Yeah.
didn't want to go hang out with the comics still. So he didn't want to go where they were. So we were gonna go somewhere else. And I was like, all right, cool. But this guy was there, and there was these two girls, and I didn't know that he was an employee, I guess. But he didn't have the shirt on. You know how their shirts say comedy store on them?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that I know an employee by their shirt. So this guy had his shirt on. He was probably off. He probably was an employee that night, or we switched out real quick. But he acted like he
Okay.
didn't know who Kenny was, and it turned out he did know him, and Kenny recognized him, and he was talking. He
Okay.
was talking shit, you know. And
Okay.
I was
Not bad. Not bad.
letting them talk to each other because I just like this.
Oh.
I tune it out, you know.
Okay.
And then so what happened was
Well, if you tuned it out, you'd have a hard time telling me what happened, and then I'm supposed to understand.
well,
Like
no,
you
because
didn't
I
even
got
understand.
involved.
Oh, okay. You didn't even understand because you were there, and that I'm supposed to understand it.
Yeah, no, I finally got involved because the dude
They
was
got in a
like,
fight. They got in a fight or something.
kind of, yeah. It's Kenny got all mad at this dude, and
Oh.
and I told the dude, I was like, look, you're drinking outside of the club. They wouldn't appreciate that, and because he was saying like, well, then why aren't you in here? And I was like, Kenny just performed tonight, and he will be here back on the 12th. Oh yeah, I didn't mention like this guy. He's like a big deal. Do you know who this guy Nate Diaz is? Have you
Nate
heard of him?
Diaz.
Yeah, he's like a fighter, like a UFC.
Oh.
Do you know who that
Oh.
is?
No.
Kenny knew who he was. He fucking walked by. I guess he's
Oh.
fought Conor McGregor and shit. This guy's a big deal. Like
Oh. Okay.
he's like a UFC big deal kind of guy. And Kenny like, oh, and I got him to follow Kenny on Instagram and shit. So Kenny was really way up here in status. So this dude was a
Oh.
straight hater overall. And like, so then he was doing. And so what happened was basically, I'm like, look, man, we're gonna go get food. I invited you politely, but then now you're being mean and shit. So we're gonna
Why'd
go.
you? Why'd you
And I
invite
turned
this guy?
around and this guy was like trying to fight still. And I was like, dude, if you attack me from behind, I can't be responsible if I accidentally kill you. Like, cause if you strike me from behind, I'm gonna fucking flip out. So then I'm turning, I walk away, and next thing I know, Kenny's bike is on the ground and Kenny fucking pulls a knife out.
Oh damn.
But yeah, cause he was trying to really like hood shit up for that guy. Like, cause Kenny, you know, Kenny just can't handle shit. He's fucking, he'll go from this to like skyrocket real quick. And it's
pulled the
fine.
knife
I
on the
don't
dude?
care. It's just
He pulled
it's
the
just
kni-
like he shut the dude up. That shut the dude up. The dude shut the fuck up, and then the dude got in his Lyft or Uber or whatever and took off. Like
Oh,
Kenny
but
didn't
that. But,
have to do that. That was like the extra that Kenny didn't have to do. But
but he
he's
told on him probably.
dude. The dude probably got immediately on his phone because we found
Sure.
we went
Yeah.
to the IHOP and they were racist as shit. So then we went to the Denny's, and then we got our food and we went home. And then the next day Kenny texted me. He's like, "Oh, dude, da 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 da."
Oh, they
I
told him he can't come back.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I guess, but then they said, white dude, tell a white dude you can't come back for a year. So I have to go there. I'm gonna talk to the manager and be like, yo, I didn't want
Oh,
to
they
meet you
probably
this
don't
way.
even. They probably
They don't
don't
know
even
who the
know who
fuck
you
I, yeah.
are.
Unless
Yeah,
I'm wearing that same suit, because I had a suit on and everything too. Yeah, I don't. If I cut my hair, especially, but I'm not. That's what Emily said. Emily said the same thing, Casey. Emily's like, why don't you just keep going?
of course. Yeah.
My plan is to meet the
Infamous.
manager because I would have tell him
Infamous.
like, hey, let me clear the air, but also that's not somebody you want employed. You want to employ me.
There you go. That's how you do it. You
That's what I'm
should.
thinking. Like this is I want to say like I want to say, can I meet the manager on duty? The manager's duty come out and tell him, hey, this isn't exactly how I plan to introduce myself, but my name's Carl Edwards, and like I want to, you know, because that's my government name and shit. So then I would be like, blah blah, and then tell him what happened. Because I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I'm not in trouble, but I want to verify because I respect this club, and see if I can't get that guy's job because that fucking guy shouldn't work there. Like he's a self-admitted, he wasn't an LA comic. But I didn't know, like Kenny, I guess, knew this
Maybe
guy.
you should just go and ask for a job separately from all of that.
That might not be a bad idea. Just go in tonight and just do it that way.
Or
Yeah.
make yourself
Why-
known there enough so that when you do, everyone knows who you are already.
That's a good idea though. Like I should just go there and be like, hey, I wanted to apply for a job. If I got the job there and then they found out, then it would be like, oh. I'm
Yeah,
hired.
but you'll go, oh, I'm not good enough, or they won't like me, or something.
No, I want to work there because I'm working to get the Punky Johnson ticket. The Punky
Oh,
Johnson
okay.
ticket. Because she was literally, she didn't give a fuck about SNL when I first met her.
You'd
She
be
was
great as the door
serving
guy there,
drinks.
man. You talk to everybody. You're cool with everybody. You know, you'd be good letting people in, letting people out. Fucking,
I'm not starstruck. Also, that's a hidden power of mine.
no, you'd be cool with all the comics and everybody.
Yeah, you saw how I was with
You'd,
Doug.
you'd already be cool with people, everything. They'd already be like, oh, this guy's like a cool ass door guy. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, Don said thank you. He was like, I'm glad you were there last night because I went Monday and then I went Tuesday for
Plus, you
Kenny's
know
show.
Don and shit. You already got hookups. People know you and shit. So,
Yeah, I was talking to Kenny about that. He's like, I don't think Don could get you the job though, so it's probably not worth asking him. But I was thinking about that. It's because it's a
Don,
network. But I think I'll just, that's a good idea. I'll go in tonight. I was gonna go before they open because they open at 7. So if I go there at like 6:30, and then ask to talk to the manager and be like, hey, I wanted to apply for a job.
they might like that. Just you coming right up there and shit.
Yeah, because then if he says something about the altercation, I can confront it and be like, no, this is what happened. Like, I'll tell him exactly how it went down. I told the guy 3 times, like, hey man, we're just gonna go our own way. Chill out,
All I think about anymore is cigarettes since I quit, and now I can't stop thinking about them. I fantasize about them all the time.
Yeah, that's really harsh, dude. Like I got these vape things, and then they're not that good for you. I was smoking a
Yeah,
little
man.
nicotine with
I think maybe I
weed.
smoked them too long, and then my body can't handle quitting because it's fucking with me. It makes me all itchy and shit. Like a heroin when they're like, I need my heroin, dog.
You're
I need
like
my.
Johnny
I'm like that.
Carson.
I'm like that now. I'm like,
You're like
oh,
Johnny Carson, dude.
huh?
Johnny
Yeah.
Carson. Yeah. When
He
he
was
stopped,
itchy.
no, he just when he stopped doing the show, he became a recluse, and then he just
Yeah.
chain smoked himself to death, basically. And he would be saying like, God, I fucking hate these things. Like
I think maybe I was supposed to chain smoke myself to death, and I'm interrupting the process.
yeah, at
Like
the moment,
I
yeah.
decided at the last minute. I went, oh fuck it, maybe I'll try to live. I'll fucking do this shit
Because when you got
and
the
all that.
Tonight Show live from Seattle, they'll be hand giving you your cigarettes. Yeah, you can smoke them all you want, just not on film.
Yes.
You'll be like, the hell
No,
with that.
I don't think there'll be any Tonight Show in Seattle. That'd be nice though.
Why not? They had that one thing for Almost Live.
I thought we were gonna start a show. I was waiting. I had the schedule ready, but you never showed up. Remember you wanted the
In
schedule?
Seattle.
You wanted to do like a streaming yard scheduled show. I had the
Yeah.
days all wrote down. It was every third Monday, every second Wednesday, every fifth Thursday,
No, you didn't. You liar.
every other Saturday,
You liar.
Saturday a midnight one, a midnight show, noon show,
No, you
and
liar. I blocked.
every.
I got blocked. You said you clocked my.
Oh yeah, I blocked you by accident because you sent me like 75 texts in a
So
row,
you
even though
you
I said
texted all those dates to me and didn't know that I didn't receive them.
no, but I had it in my head. I didn't have to tell you. I just knew that it was going to happen.
I thought you want to do it once a week on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, once a week. That'd be about right. That's how most people do a show, once a week. Unless they do a morning show where you're like, hey, it's JD and Casey in the morning.
Yeah,
Well, into
well,
the drive to traffic. And then you get a lady on there who's like, you guys are crazy. You're saying awful things. You got to have the lady who's like shocked by what we say.
yeah,
Like,
I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I'm trying
I don't
to.
know.
I gotta figure out
It's like
editing
a,
them.
anything?
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out how to do flash animation shit. So like I can like, I have recordings of my comedy. I want to do like, so it's me doing comedy, but it's audio. I want to find out how to do
Oh.
like little animations and shit. So like, even if it's just stick figures, I don't give a fuck. I just want to be able to animate it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want to act out your comedies
Well, like
show?
animate it, yeah. Oh, that fucking
Uh,
really hurt.
that's tight.
Oh
Talk to
man,
Sterling Washington.
that fucking actor.
Talk to Sterling Washington
He don't talk to me. Why would he talk to me? That guy don't even know I exist.
because he knows he's doing this weird animation he works on. It's like this funny animation. It's sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, like paper mache animation. Like, it's entertaining. I saw it on Robbie's podcast. It was sort of interesting. It's like,
Robbie
hey,
Stream.
like puppets, kind of. No, he had a podcast for a while.
Oh, when he was working with Mike's studio,
Yeah,
Micheletti, Micheletti,
yeah,
Micheletti, Micheletti. I don't know how to say that guy's last name.
Mazzalotti.
Maserati.
Yeah,
That motherfucker.
you're like my friend of mine who could never spell Ken Griffey. For some reason, he's like
Griffey.
he couldn't say it. He couldn't say Griffey. He kept for years. He'd be like Griffin, Ken Griffin. You know the player Ken Griffin, Ken Griffin Jr.
Griffin.
You know Mike Massanuti too.
Mussolini.
Mike Mussolini.
Yeah.
He's related to the war guy from World War II.
Yeah, one of the statue of him, Ballard. No, that's Stalin. They got a what the fucking statue they got in Ballard of like some tyrant?
The Fremont Troll.
Oh, I know people that worked on that.
Yeah,
they got the artist back.
People pee on it now and sleep near it and shit around.
Oh, dude, you could probably climb inside that concrete bug and sleep in that bitch. Carve a little home in there.
Yeah, people are down. Not so good.
How bad is it in Washington? It's bad, huh?
No, that's fine.
They did mega sweeps here.
All they do is fucking exaggerate everything. Everything's fine. Nothing's here. They charge a little more for gas, so we'll drive a little less. You know what I mean? That's all. They just raise the price up so people will cut down their driving a little bit. Like in LA, they're gonna go $25 a gallon. Maybe you take a bike. You know, maybe take a bicycle. I think it's not high enough. I go 10. You go. You need $25 gas. Let's see some real panic around here. You know what I mean?
People would pay it in LA.
Yeah, yeah, they would, but I go not as much though. Some people would stop driving, and then also you go.
All the poor people, yeah. The poor people.
$10 for a can of soup. You know, $10 soup. Everybody can't suck everyone else's dick.
Yeah, the
Somebody
poor people.
has to be the. Everybody can't just suck each other's dick. There's not enough money and there's not enough penises to go around. You know what I mean?
The government is gonna just tell everyone you get rice. It's gonna be delivered to your house once a month.
And rice is good for you. You know?
Yeah, right. That's what they'll tell you too.
You'll make good with rice. You'll make good rice.
It's what you get. You'll make good. Then
everyone will get. You'll make some kimchi.
A monthly check, and the check will be just enough to cover the rent and the power.
Right. And that's to walk to the store and get a little soy sauce packet to doctor up your rice.
Yeah, and with what you got, and then also just enough that you can pick one streaming network to have access to. So you have to decide.
I have some money right now, so I'm thinking I've been thinking of different things. Like I should go down to the store and buy 150 pounds of hamburger. I'd like to buy all the hamburger, please. No, you put it in the freezer, and then you just take a little chunk of hamburger for the next 5 years. You're basically stocking up on food, so you can live a pathetic. You're at least the last one eating good hamburger, while everyone else is just not doing that.
Well, why didn't you just do that with steak?
Because steak's more expensive than hamburger, probably.
But isn't that the point?
No, yeah, it's a good idea. So,
I would get steak.
All right,
top.
I mean, you make a good point, except for I was only just bullshitting the entire time.
Well, we could get salmon at that rate.
I'm really not good at it.
Salmon's going to be gone before the cows are.
Ooh, salmon is good.
Yeah, real salmon is going to be impossible to find before the cows are. You'll still be able to get decent beef,
You could go fish for salmon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Real salmon, real salmons are going to all be gone. They're just going to be farm-raised bullshit.
Well, right now you got Copper River salmon. There's a season for Copper River salmon.
If it's good, you don't want that pink shit.
No, Copper River salmon, specific kind of salmon. When you see it, it's like $30 for $30 of one piece of salmon. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's good. It's from the Copper River, which is in Washington.
That's how you know that it's good.
It's fresh, home state caught. You can't get no Copper River out here for any.
Yeah. Oh, this guy wants my package it up.
Well, what's the fuck that guy matter?
I guess you're right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like to keep my car on. It's not too bad.
It's not raining, huh?
It's a good day to get a pack of American Spirits and just fucking inhale all of them. Talking to you, I have to say, it makes me want to have cigarettes because I've never talked to you without having cigarettes before.
Well, that's
It's
what
like
I
a
was
trigger.
dealing with. I told you the same thing before. Yeah, that's why I was problem. That's why I was like, let's see how long I can go without smoking.
Oh yeah, you quit a while back now,
I mean, I don't know. I
right?
smoke. I still smoke. I just don't smoke. I smoke. I thought about getting some rollies again, and I was like, nah. You know what? No. I thought about
I
getting a
went to
pack, and I was like, nah. You know what? Nah.
I
But
went to
the
Andy's
difference,
house. I went to Andy's house and got high, and he had some cigarettes, and I broke and had a couple. But I remember thinking that was the funny part wasn't I don't really care if I had a couple cigarettes, but it'd been a month since I had one. But it was funny was that I go they just taste so good, like that means I'm gonna be addicted forever. Like
yeah.
a year from now, if I have a cigarette, my body's still gonna be wanting it. Like my whole life is now. That's what it is.
I mean, it's not bad. I like the flavor. I just the difference between us is like I can I'll take a half a tab of acid, and I don't
There
feel
you
like
go.
smoking cigarettes because I'm
You're more
you know
versatile with your drugs.
or I be spliffing it out, so I'll put a little nicotine and a little weed together and smoke it that way. A lot of
You're
the
more
comics
advanced than
smoke
me.
spliffs.
You're more
Well,
advanced than me.
yeah, man. I mean, I don't,
You're more intelligent than
you're
I am.
more afraid. You don't want to take those psychedelics.
I'm not afraid. I just don't like the feeling of them.
You don't take no
Kind of afraid,
mushrooms.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you wouldn't crave the cigarettes as much if you were microdosing on mushrooms and acid.
You take mushrooms?
I was. I'm out. I got to get more mushrooms. But yeah, I like mushrooms. They're good. If you don't, if you take just a couple, it's not going to get you like you're not going to fucking trip out. It just makes you feel good. Like that's what this is. That's I'm going to make this drink. It's matcha powder, like matcha green tea mixed with mushrooms.
Oh,
It's
okay.
lion's mane mushroom, and ashwagandha.
Oh, okay. Ashwagandha, I hear about that a lot.
Yeah, there's like these. It's just a
But
trend going
dietary
around, but
supplement helps you lose
the,
weight or something?
it might. Like the
Not
reality
sure
is,
what
like these things are fucking good. Like I like these like coffee mixed with the mushroom thing. It does clean it out a bit because caffeine's nasty, dude. That's my addiction. I need amphetamines, man. Temporarily, Casey's in between. I'm gonna wait for Casey. I'm gonna go get this milk. This temporary segment has been brought to
Huh?
you by Magic Matcha. Oh, you just cut in and out, bro. So I was doing a little commercial break. Can you grab the?
My battery was getting low. That's what's going on.
Oh, that's
It says
good.
low battery.
Your new phone makes you
Yeah.
look super, super good, though.
You need. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that. That was nice, man.
How was
I'm
Andy's
sorry I
house,
blocked
though?
you. It was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. It's just one of those things
Oh,
that I
it's
do.
fine. I don't care.
You know?
I just thought you were sending texts and didn't know I wasn't getting them. You were joking,
No,
so.
I wasn't sending no text. No, don't take that literal. I didn't do that. Oh, no, I guess if you had blocked, if I sent you a text, you wouldn't get it. It would probably block that.
I've got this spoon. It makes me feel like a fucking, a heroin addict or some nonsense. Cause look at this spoon I got. I don't have I have decent sized hands, but not that
Oh,
big.
you
This
bent
is a
it?
tiny. It's like no, it's just a little
You like my
spoon.
new
It's like
sunglasses?
yeah,
I got these sunglasses.
they're super chill.
My other one's the leg, the what do you call this part? The leg or the arm? I don't know what you call that.
On the
The part that
sunglasses,
bends. Yeah, the obvious side part.
what
Those broke. One of those broke off.
do you call it, like an earpiece, side piece?
Yeah, the part that holds the ear. So I got these ones to replace it. They're better. I'm just driving home now. I'm gonna go
That's
home
good.
and clean the house a little bit. I think I might go do a comedy set tonight. I don't know.
Jake's place.
Comedy's weird. Comedy's weird around here now.
Is it?
It's weird everywhere. I guess it's always weird, you know.
I don't know.
There's a
This
lot
guy.
going on. There's a lot going on. There's like new mics popping up everywhere. It's turning into like new LA or something.
That'd be kind of
You hear
interesting.
like there's only 3 places. There's like 8, 9, 10, 12 different mics all over the place.
Well, I
I
mean,
can't keep track.
I don't know, but
Huh?
it'd be cool if that was the case. Like, get more chances to perform for you.
Yeah, in theory, yeah, but I don't need to do that many mics like I did. I only if
Well,
I do one or two. 1 or 2 a week is even enough, but it's nice to have the options, I guess.
This guy
But
Marcus
yeah,
Steven.
there's more options for shows. There's like people putting on all kinds of shows and stuff. That, you could get on a little show. It's not
Yeah,
like,
this LA comic. He did it at the Rendezvous.
oh, okay, the Rendezvous.
Yeah, he said it was a good
That's
turnout.
where they,
He said like 80 people.
oh, they, the Rendezvous is where they have naked brunch.
Okay.
You've been there
That
before.
no, but I know about it. That's a spot that was like mostly female. They'd be like super sexist against males.
Yeah, it depends on what show you're doing there, though. I guess it's not always like that. But yes, they have the comedy nest.
I
A
remember
guy got
because
kicked out of there
Alexander.
recently. Huh?
Oh, I was saying I remember because Alexander the Ally, Laura's buddy, he was kept trying to get a show there, and they were like, "Oh, you're a guy." It didn't matter that he's like super friendly. Like he's not a slobby male. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, and he'd be trying
I
to get
remember him. He
shows
was a
there.
nice fella.
He has like a band now. He doesn't do comedy anymore? I don't think, huh?
I haven't seen him do comedy in a while.
Yeah, he did guitar stuff on my
Disappeared
show.
the scene. Hey man, there's this guy at this place called the Water Wheel. Have you been out there? Yeah, you probably started in comedy after you left. But anyway, he's a big deal. You'll see his name if you're on the social medias. Dino Dad, Noah Rubin. He's like a big deal producer here. His name's all over. He's like putting all his. The Water Wheel is a popular place. Fills up. It's an open mic mostly every week, but it fills up with people, so it feels like a full-on show. You know, I don't
Yeah,
even like the politics of the people there, but I like the fact that it's a big crowd and he makes it into a scene. But anyway, he did this speech where he said he heard of a comic getting kicked out of the comedy nest because he did a child molesting joke, and they said, "Don't come back here ever again."
why?
And
He didn't want you to come
because
back?
they were no, they did it to this other comic.
Oh, okay.
They told him not to come back, but then he did a speech. He said, "I don't want anybody doing any jokes that I wouldn't want my kids to hear, and it makes me really angry and stuff like that." And then I went up and I went, "If only there were a place where we could all go, like where they served alcohol, where there's no chance of any kids coming in. In fact, if only there were a place that the whole point of the place existing was that there were no children involved, and that way I could say any cocksucking motherfucking thing I want." Like, I just think it's ideas. I go, I don't know if you know this, but a bar, the reason for a bar is specifically so kids don't have to hear it. So that's that's like a pre-censorship. That means you can talk about child molesting, all the things that you wouldn't want kids to hear, whatever you can think of.
Yeah,
Axe murder, just it's supposed to be shitty. It's
yeah.
supposed to be like it's funny because that's like it popped in my head. I was like, if only there was a place where we could go, where all the things we can't say around kids, we can go say that. You're not gonna like tell me not to say nothing. That's a silly idea. Even if all society decides, that they want to censor, I go, you guys are still silly. That's a ridiculous. It's a ridiculous idea. Unless you're directly insulting, like, the line when you cross it is when like someone's just really evil or something. But even then, you can go pretty far in comedy, just in the name of joking.
Well, I
You
mean,
can
in
say,
general, it's
I'm glad the school shooting happened. You can say it's just a joke. It's like, shut up.
well, yeah. In general, it's like what we're dealing with more than ever is unnecessary. People's feelings are getting hurt. Whatever, fuck your feelings.
I know, but I'm like, well, we're in a bar. Everybody's supposed to be. Another
No,
thing
I think that's
kind of
hilarious.
funny, JD,
That shit would have been
Another
if you
thing
were at
that's
the comedy
funny.
store. That would have been hilarious. People would have laughed at the comedy store. That's the type of material that.
Right, it's a funny idea, right? Yeah, it's a funny idea.
That's like
Another
Stephen
thing
Brody
that's kind of
Stevens
funny.
caliber.
Oh, right, nice. Another thing that's kind of funny is that they said don't do a joke about child molesting, right? And I go, if you go into a bar, like if a kid goes into a bar, I am not worried about a kid hearing a joke about a child molester. I'm worried about him meeting a child molester. A
Yeah.
child molester, a child molester would hang out in a bar. Like they'd be there sipping on a whiskey. Like I'm gonna go. Like 4 of you out of the 50 here are actual child molesters. I go. This is not a place for kids because you can get molested here.
Right.
I might molest you. Is what I'm saying. I'm lonely. I might turn molestation. You know what I mean? I haven't got a lot of action lately.
You've been
You know? If
you've
there's
been
a
meaning to check that
21-year-old
off of your
lady,
list.
when I see a 21-year-old woman in these bars, I'm like, like I'm like young piece of meat. You know, it's not.
Oh yeah, you're
Funny,
like
it's funny
Charlie
to me. They
Sheen's
go,
daughter.
oh, she got molested.
No, she just turned
Get molested?
18. She's she made herself an OnlyFans account. He
This
said
would
it's
be a good
Demi Moore's
podcast.
fault.
You're so up to date on the news, man. You're the man.
Oh, only because I listen to the morning show every morning. The morning
Oh,
radio
that guy
program
you like.
from John Holmberg.
Yeah.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
There's a lot of shows. You know what's going on. You have your finger on the pulse.
Hey man, I'm getting better at it.
It's a worldwide.
Been talking about working on material and jokes, and then I've been doing reviews, and I got to figure out how to animate because I want to do like animations for the commercial breaks, and then I want to do like reviews. So I got to figure out how to do that, like where it's you just record your voice and then it's animated or pictures,
Oh, you got to talk to someone who knows how to do animation.
Oh yeah, I gotta find somebody. I think that's probably what I gotta do. You're right. I mean,
We're learning.
we're figuring it out.
Talk to Bruce Bennick. Man. He knows.
Bruce Mike?
Call him up. Yeah, call him up.
Bruce Mike?
You guys can patch things up. Yeah, you guys can patch things up.
I'm not interested in somebody that charges their friends.
You know what's funny about Bruce? Nobody's interested in anything Bruce does. I was talking to everybody. I talked to him separately. We were all having a party, and I was like, I was really hurt that I made this. Bruce made this movie, and then no one would buy it to support me.
Yeah.
That's how they were my friends.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to buy it, and universally everybody was like, "Oh, we loved you. We just didn't buy it because we didn't want to give Bruce any money."
Right.
And I go, "Well, I know you. I mean, you didn't love me that much, but I know you love me, but not to the point of like, say, a $5 bill or anything like that. Like, we love you a lot, but a $5 bill, that's kind of a lot of love to be handing out.
I rented it.
Like a sandwich or anything like that.
I rented it.
Yeah, you did. That's fine.
You got me to rent it.
Yeah.
So that's like what, 1 for 7.
So mostly people just hate. Mostly just people.
Didn't you say you got the poetry girl to buy it also?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So that's 2 for like.
She had me buy it for her.
Okay, so that's 1.5 for 7, maybe. How many people you asked?
I think it's sold about 50 so far. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
50's more than 0. I just rented it. I'm trying to figure. This thing is great, but it's not. It's my first time trying this thing out, and it's like great, but it's not because the powder shit gets stuck in the little like whiskey thingy.
Oh, you mean it? Oh, it doesn't stir in all the way.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's like, oh, you're supposed to do one at a time, and I think it's because matcha it does better when it's hot. So I'm like, all right, you gotta. I'll figure it out. It'd be some cool ass concoction. All I really want is to get high,
Oh, it gets you high.
Hopefully.
Look what
I'm trying to find like safe ways to take.
You want me to send you this in the mail?
Weed? I have weed.
Oh, good. Then you can get high then.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, yeah, I can smoke weed, but weed doesn't get me.
Nobody's impressed by my weed. They're like, ooh, look at this guy. He's got a weed. Nobody has that except for everyone.
There's people in Nashville that would be quite impressed.
Yeah.
They can't
You know
get
who
weed
gave me
as
this
easily.
weed?
Andy
You know who
Harder,
gave me this? No,
Jake.
Bruce gave it to me.
Oh, I will.
Bruce.
What's it laced with? That's what everyone always says about my. Oh, what's it laced with?
Oh, they always think you're gonna lace them with shit.
Yeah, I
They
said the
think you're
same thing
just.
about
That's
Bruce.
not right.
That means I'm no better than them. I'm picking on
No.
Bruce. I'm no better than them.
That's
Look at
funny because
me.
we were doing this. We were doing this mic up at the dry cleaners.
That was fun.
I wanted to. I wanted to do the mic at. Instead of just do a set.
You
Like I
cut in
open
and out. You got to
mic.
start over.
Well, I just wanted to open like a place to do like a. I was probably gonna shut off at some point here soon.
Yeah, you should plug
Maybe
it
my
in. But
battery.
I'm listening. So you're saying you wanted to do the mic at the dry cleaner, but you guys did the mic at the dry cleaner
We were doing it at the dry cleaners. We're doing it currently up there. We've been doing it.
again.
Yeah, I've been doing it every Sunday.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's been fun, but the idea is some people don't understand when they get there. They want to know what the order is and what the list is. And I go, I don't want a list or an order. I want to like do like an improv thing or something like that. More improvisational.
Like a thing where you
Something
pay attention to what comics went up and what comics haven't, and you just you're like, oh, you know what? I feel like seeing this motherfucker. So you call them. Okay, you're up.
or something like that. Or else people suggest ideas. It's not a preordained format. You know, it
Oh,
could be one comic. It could be one comic talking for 40 minutes, and then another one. It doesn't have a exact format like an open mic where there's like a boss and a list.
so long as it's like a tolerable comic on stage doing 40.
Yeah, you gotta have a talk. Yeah, exactly.
Like someone who can handle the conversation.
Bruce
And
was there and he sort of hogs it, and then anyway, he was filming last time, and John Banning was like, "I don't trust Bruce." I was like, "Great, another guy who doesn't trust Bruce." Everyone
yeah,
doesn't trust Bruce.
I
Everyone's
mean,
like,
why?
"What's his plan? What's he trying to do?"
Yeah,
I
for
go, I don't
real.
think he really has to be doing anything. People just generally speaking don't trust it.
Well, when I first saw the guy, I thought he was a serial killer,
Yeah.
which is weird because people say that about me, but I'm not. But this guy, the more I
Say
got
you're
to
a
know
serial
him, the
killer?
less I wanted to know about him. That's how I feel about Bruce. The more I got to know him, the less I wanted to know about him.
Uh,
You're cutting in and out again.
I can't do nothing. It doesn't charge. Even if I plug it in, it doesn't charge in the car.
That's rough.
You just have to get off the air or deal with it.
No, that's good. I don't mind. I hope you heard my punchline. That was a good roasty joke. This shit did not mix.
Now you're back.
That's good.
Huh?
I said
Well,
the
look,
more
I'm
I
in and
get to
out
know
all the time,
about Bruce, the
like
less I want to know.
Well, some people's just personalities, the way they are oriented, they drive other people crazy, and there's nothing they can do about it.
I just
Because they
don't
don't
enjoy
fundamentally
people who.
understand the other person. So there's.
He doesn't take he takes himself too seriously, which is not a good person to be in comedy.
I know, but everybody always says that the person's reason why they don't get along is because of the other person. So, like, if you talk to anybody who has a disagreement with someone, they'll always go, "It's because of the other person." You know what I mean? So so when you're telling someone, there's a third person involved. So that third person is just listening. It's like listening to a boyfriend and a girlfriend describe why they broke up. And if you listen to them separately, they'll just tell you how bad the other person is. And then the third person is like, "I don't know. I don't have anything to do with it." I
I'd
get
say
it, though.
in my case though, no, because like what I'm saying is justified in every way for how I feel about everybody in my life. I don't appreciate people who charge their friends. I don't value that characteristic in
But
any
you and
human
Bruce
on the
are not
planet.
friends, though. You and Bruce are clearly not friends. So why do you label him
No,
as a friend?
not.
I don't want to get into this shit.
I'm
Because it's like,
saying
why
when
would
I
you
first
complain that he should be charging specifically you? Because you're not a friend, so you're the one he should charge. I've never heard him go, "My friend JD, this
I
and
didn't
that and the other thing."
look. Okay, listen. the club here,
You
the
just hate the
accidental thing.
fucker. What's complicated about that?
They'll have
You
people.
just hate
They'll
the
let people
fucker.
know they filmed them, and they'll have them sign a waiver to give them permission to use the content. He doesn't do that. It's another example
No,
of things that I
yeah.
don't appreciate about
He
it. He'll
doesn't
just film
recognize other
without
people's
consent.
humanity. Yes,
Yeah, and
without
that's a sign
consent.
of a straight up serial killer.
Although I don't know, the word consent in of itself is kind of a faggy word.
Well,
I'm a
here's what I'm
little
saying. The
concerned
dude
about it.
recorded everything, but then he tried to charge me for it. But he was using the footage. So he used footage of me, but then he's going to charge me for the said footage.
Well, he's a
I don't.
sociopath. You're right. He is a
Yeah,
sociopath.
narcissist is the more common like he is. But it's like the glorification, it's the over self-inflated opinion of themselves. But I already told you, like, it's because his wife
I've never
beats
heard
him.
him say I'm great at anything, though. He's unique as a narcissist. I've never heard him go, my comedy is amazing. I'm a undiscovered genius. Like that's what normally what a that's normally what a narcissist does. But he just has this sort of confidence about him.
It has been my
Doesn't seem
experience that he is quick to tell me what I should or should not be doing with comedy and my
He
comedy.
does. He's very bossy. Yeah, me and Jason were talking about that. He'll tell us how we should position the microphone and do all this shit. And
Unsolicitedly.
I always go, yeah, but can you tell me how to make a joke? Because you've never seen you make one.
Yeah, and I've never seen him tell one. Exactly.
But after a while, you kind of got to find how stupid he is. Sort of hilarious. I don't know.
Oh, I do, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna pay him for fucking amateur
No,
footage.
you don't have to pay him ever nothing. Never ever pay him for nothing.
Like, Kenny made a good ass joke about the dude that he's a professional, whatever. You know, he takes photography, and these comics that are doing the shows at the club at this comedy store, they get the photo and they think they're big hot shit. And Kenny was making fun of the guy, like making jokes about none of these motherfuckers can even afford you, and you're inflating up their egos and making them think they're hot shit and they're all trash. And it was like hella funny joke, and this guy loved it, and he reposted it on his story, telling people it's true though. We really don't get paid what like, and it was a whole thing.
That's a funny point. That's a funny point. I was just hearing that here. I forget where it was at one of these mics. It was like a place. Everybody was telling me, they go, they'll do your set. They'll give you a great copy of your set for $20. And I was like going, that's more money being exchanged than like the whole rest of the show. The $20 you're passing to someone to get your set recorded. I was like, they're like, that's the entire industry now. That's, you know what I mean? They're not, they might have gotten,
dude, I
the
know.
headliner might have gotten.
That's
and
fucking
a
club. Sounds like club comedy.
They'll give you a copy of their set at the water wheel. If you do a set, they'll send you a copy of your set for $5.
Well, see, now that's okay in the sense of like they're going to the effort of like sending it to you and whatever.
Right, but they're not acting like there's film involved. It's not like the old days. They're not.
Like it's one thing like if it's another thing when they're using it in their own promotion.
Plus, you got to edit it.
Oh yeah, they don't. If they pre-edit it,
I guess I can.
Then that's really worth it. If they literally pre-edit your set to look decent, that's $5 is a steal because that shit would normally cost you like way more.
They do a little editing and they do a little editing and they put some like just an intro, your name and that kind of thing, so it looks so you could actually use it to send to someone. It's actually useful.
I'd say that I would do that then. Yeah, that's fair. That's really cool. Like that's what I was saying. Like I take photos and good photos and I give them for free, but I'd tell people like, hey, you could donate if you want. And then if people, my theory is like if people start really liking my photography,
you easily Venmo someone $5 just as a courtesy. It's not a big deal. It's like sending.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a racket. It's not a racket.
No, not at all. And if people like my photography, I could tell them like I would do a photo shoot and then charge them. You know.
I will say Bruce occasionally did make some good videos that were. You know what I mean? Like, he charged people way too much money, some people. But I saw some of the videos he made of me. They're pretty good.
Oh, yeah. No, I never disagree with that ever. No, I think the quality of his footage is always phenomenal. Overall, like, he's got high-quality camera, high-quality sound.
He has a good visual sense.
I mean, in general, it's fine for what it is, yeah. No, my thing is more like, if you're going to use the footage, then it's not fair for you to charge me for the footage. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna use the
Yeah.
footage, then you should at least give me the courtesy to give me the same footage because it's only fair since you're using my face and my shit for your own whatever.
Yeah. Andy told me something that I didn't think of when we were talking about it when we were all high. He said that he didn't want to pay for the movie also because he's in the movie, and he feels
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
said, like all these
When we
people
make
felt
indies,
like
we
they.
give everyone a copy of the film we make, like as a gift. Like, hey, isn't it great? Didn't you have a good time being in our film? Here's a copy for you to share with people. Let's do another one soon.
That probably would have been better too because people could have passed it around.
Next
He
thing
didn't
you
know how to.
know, word of mouth, and then now the cousin or the uncle's buying one.
He actually did a which they would call as a bad job of promotion when he wanted to make it all exclusive. Like you have to be special to watch the fucking thing.
Yeah, and trying to do a
You
premiere
know,
during COVID was a pretty terrible idea.
instead of just passing it around and let it catch fire,
That's what
send
you
it around.
should do.
Send it to. Yeah, we actually talked about that. Oh well.
It's whatever
And you
though.
know what else? You know what else happened? I have to be honest. He kept telling me, "Hey man, you need to promote it." Whenever he saw me, he tried to act like I'm his slave or something. Like, and I go, you know why I didn't promote it? I go, I really wasn't that proud of it. I didn't
Yeah.
really want people to see it. I didn't. I kind of wanted it subconsciously. I wanted people not to see it.
See,
Like
my
I didn't
shit
want to
is
brag
like,
about it. If I would have loved the movie and how it made me look, I would have told everybody to see this thing. But I was like, I don't know. People don't really like it that much. The reaction was not good. I'm not gonna brag to people to see something that they're not gonna like.
right? Yeah, no, I mean, no. I still like.
Parts of it I like. Parts of it I like. But
I mean, I way I do it is I give people like, okay, we find out the schedule, then okay, we're all gonna meet up for this day, we're gonna film it, and then we show up before we start filming, and I explain like, all right, everyone, here's your scripts, and then if it's easy, if and then it's all improv, that's how you do it. But if it's like, oh, this is like we're filming an actual scripted thing, then you have the scripts like a week, a month in advance, so you can actually do your best to memorize the lines. And then on the
yeah,
day of filming,
yeah.
I make sure everyone has free pizza so they have food. And then I might usually do like coffee or juices or water, stuff light. I don't want people to get too loaded. And then when I release once the filming's done, then we get the editing. Then I would give everyone a copy and tell them like everyone gets a +1 to the release, and then you can sell as many tickets as you want and you get a cut. And then have the release and have people come watch it and then submit it to every single independent film across the United States and even fucking France for all I fucking care. Because you get 1 year to submit. Once you make the film, you get 1 year to submit it.
Well, this shit was weird. This movie was a big jack move. Nobody knew they were even acting, except for the
Right.
people called in. Except for people called in for those little interviews.
It would have been so
They knew
cool,
they were.
like if people actually thought you were dead to see how they actually, like in real life, would have reacted. That's the sad part is Bruce didn't sell it well enough in the sense of like I want to know what these actual people would say about you, if anything. Like if they
Some
actually
of them, I
thought you
think,
died.
in the thing did think I was dead.
Really?
He's halfway through. Halfway through, he changed it. What he did is he listened to people tell him that was like dumb, even though that was the coolest part about it. The thing that made me interested in it was like I like the idea of pretending I'm dead and people think I'm dead.
Yeah, I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm season 11, and Mel his own funeral before he's dead. He's like, I want to see it. I want to see all of it.
Yeah, or some kind of idea related to that. That would have been like at least a story. People want to see a story, not just some kind of documentary. But fucking.
Well, I mean, either way, it could have been done better, but at the end of the day, it was made, and that's awesome.
That is true. Yes.
And
In
it's something you can
retrospect,
put on your resume no matter what, and attach to your website, and like,
actually,
you know,
Dino Dad from the Water Wheel, he actually asks me about it, like, cause he's a big like, oh, what have you done? And because he knows
yeah,
Bruce, and he's like asking me about it. He's like, made a movie about you, and he's like, you should film a special at the Water Wheel. So to him, it's like, oh, you were in a movie. So to him, it's like something that matters. So I go, maybe it'll end up being something that just some kind of thing that you can say you did.
that's good though. I mean,
I don't know.
it's like I like your comedy, so the parts that I enjoy in it are basically just showing your comedy. Like to me, if it was more of a film just showcasing your comedy throughout it. Like throughout it would like literally if it was like the movie was too long, but it wouldn't have felt too long if like 30 minutes of an hour long, let's say, was consistent of several clips of different amazing sets you had to show and
Yeah, it
glorify
needs some
your
editing.
stand up. Like
Needs
with
some
what we
editing.
already have, I have seen it on YouTube, you know, people laughing, enjoying themselves at your comedy, right? So it would have been a better film if it was showcasing in throughout the film, like with in between each interview, you know, let's say.
Yeah.
That's how I would have done it because it should be a showcasing. Like the whole point is the memoriam of you. It should be a showcase then. It didn't showcase you well enough, you know? That's
Yeah.
just my opinion, you know? One producer to another or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like it was actually more of like a it was actually more of a nightmare because it was like the worst part of comedy is all this shit talking, and it was just like a let's get together and have more shit talking, and then everybody tell me how well the movie was too nice to me. That's basically what I heard. They were like, he's just being too nice to you, and I go, I didn't think the movie was nice. I thought it was like you're a fat bigot with a leg missing and all this shit. And I go, I already hear all this stuff. So I don't need to hear all this stuff again in a movie. You know what I mean? I don't like you know. It's like going to, it is like going to your own funeral. The movie should be made after I really actually die. It would have been better for other people to watch. I should have never watched it. I never wanted to watch it in the first place.
I mean,
Anyway, learning
you can always
experience.
make the sequel. Die
Yeah,
Bruce
exactly.
Die.
The sequel.
Yeah, Die
Yeah,
Bruce Die.
exactly. Actually, the sequel would just be a well-filmed special of me, just like 1 hour. No story, just a comedy
No,
special.
that's the third film. The second film is Die Bruce Die, where we do the same thing, but then we make it about Bruce. And so we tell everyone, oh, we can confirm Bruce is dead. We know because we're drinking from this chalice of his blood right now.
That was
And
how I felt. You
we
were
lay
there when I
heavy into
told
the
you.
fact, like, so ours is a
That was
comedy 100, and we tell the comics in advance, like, this is an improv
yeah.
thing where we murdered
You were
Bruce
there.
because the first
When
movie
we
was so
first
terrible. So the second
when we
movie is
first
all
started
about murdering Bruce because you didn't die, and the movie was shit. You know?
when we first started doing this, that was what we was talking about. That was
Yeah,
how
and
I
I
felt
loved
at
it.
that time.
Yeah, and
I
then
didn't
you
like any
forgave
of
him,
that.
and you're like, ah, he's not so bad.
Yeah, I forgave it exactly. That's what I
And
do. I try to forgive.
you're on friendly terms with everybody now. You like Robbie again, right?
No, not really. He's all right.
No, we still don't like
We
Robbie,
don't,
huh?
I don't care about Robbie, but other people care about him, so I feel like I have to care about him. So because he's so popular, I have to care. I don't
Oh yeah.
particularly care about him.
We
I
should
don't
be
think
more
he's
like
really.
you and me need to be more like Ken Lyon.
You
We
guys
need to
get
just be
along?
like,
Robbie
fuck
doesn't
those
even talk
guys.
to you, does he? Robbie doesn't even talk to you, does he? Do you guys talk?
Robbie? No, he actually
Yeah.
Robbie's one of the few people that made a little comments on our lives and put some thumbs ups and stuff.
Yeah, I saw him. He was
Robbie
at
and
the.
me are like water and water. Just one of us is like a river raging and the other is kind of like a creek. Robbie's a
Yeah,
creek.
I get it.
I'm a raging river,
He,
obviously.
he told me that he had watched our shows, and that was cool. I didn't know that he had watched it.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
told me
it's
he told
nice.
me he watched the one where I laid on the floor. I was just laying on the floor, and because I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't care. I had my shirt off. I was just laying there.
You know, that was
And
when you
when
first
I
got
went,
back from your trip.
yeah, when we did a thing, and he was like, I couldn't. He told all these people who came to our thing, he was like, this guy did a show, and he didn't even have his shirt on. He was just laying on the floor. And I was like, I don't know. I just wasn't. I was at my house. I wasn't aware that something was going on that I needed to dress up. And I was like, oh,
You were fine. You looked in your environment the same way you looked when you were at the hotel.
all right. That's what's
Cuz
up.
we recorded a
Life,
little bit with the hotel in Phoenix, remember?
life is a hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
I
were in
remember that.
Phoenix in between ball games.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We didn't record when you came to LA. We should have done like a little bit while we were at the comedy store. But it was you know what? Sometimes I feel like it's more about the moment and oh, folks, I'm guessing that means Casey's phone died. No issues. We're pretty much finished for now. But in reality, we've gone for a full hour once again. Amazing. I cannot say the timing impeccable. I'm gonna take this moment though just to do what I do best, which is inform the audience of what we're dealing with here at the studio, temporary studio as I call it, whatever you want to call it. As you noticed, this is mattress. The setup right now is what I would call daytime prime. Um, Personally, in my personal life, other than what I said earlier, if you were listening and paying attention, I am now based on what Casey had said. I think my best plan is to go to the store early tonight and see about maybe getting in the doorway for a job, and then if they say like, "Hey, aren't you such and such?" then I would be like, "Matter of fact, I am," and then go from there. And then obviously I'll let you all know what happens next. Otherwise, what else can I say? I If I'm not going to stay at the store, or if something occurs at the store that I can't stay at the store, then I'll probably go to accidental and perform a little. Maybe not though. I don't know. We'll see. My goals right now are aligned with three things. Number one, find balance, and when I say that, I mean like with this matcha stuff. Like I'm already wanting more, but I think I need to give it time to set in. I'm gonna order these mushroom combo things, and then this mushroom coffee stuff, and that should arrive soon, like tomorrow. And I'm gonna start finding balance. I need to basically find a way to get myself in the zone, in the zone, in the zone, in the zone, in the zone. Zip zaps up, baby. Zip zap zap. Playing zip zap with myself, huh? But the main goal right now is to find some type of balance because I'm doing the stretches daily. You can quote me on that. I'll hold myself accountable because my goal right now is to get back my 2 inches and be as close to 6 foot as possible, basically. And then the muscles will come and go, but I feel like right now what's most important is getting my arm fixed up, and I need to figure out how to do the flash editing stuff. So I'm not gonna hit Sterling up, but I will probably be asking around, see if I can't find somebody that can help me figure it out faster than what I know. Because once I know how to do that, then I can start dropping these weeklies, and I'm gonna be doing probably 3 a week, most likely to catch up because I have a lot. We have literally 47 seasons total to go through, plus or minus about 10, maybe from season, I think it was 46 the last time I was doing this, or 45. I'm not sure. But the point is this: I fully intend to start be dropping, and then I'm going to start having weekly schedule of some form. And then otherwise, ideally, what's going to happen is I'm going to have the day job here and then the night job at the comedy store. And then otherwise, like if I can plan it right, I might get another night job part time at Taco Bell so that I can just take that money and throw it into stocks with my other money, because right now is the best time to be investing. Everything is dropping, 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 which is good. It is so red that I'm seeing green, baby. But the key is to get that extra income that I'm like, all right, cool. So for now, I need to take small steps. So right now, I just need to be content with where I'm at, and that is I am figuring out my dosage with this matcha, magic matcha stuff. I am getting the mushrooms and the coffee, and I am working on daily meditating, and I'm working on stretching 2 times a day, and I'm working on getting my doctor stuff, which is what I'm going to do. So now when I close this out, I will be phoning in my insurance to find out if I can at the very least go to urgent care, because I need to fix. I don't know if you can even. It's hard to tell, but let's just say that's definitely not normal. Can anyone not give a better? You can, you can kind of tell. The point is, it's crooked. I'm not sure what's up, but it is the arm that got struck by the car. So fancy ongoing theme. This has been a pleasure, and I am grateful for everyone. So thank you again, and have a wonderful time wherever you do, whatever you do. Future's audience, make sure you click like, thumbs up button, or if you didn't enjoy it, thumbs down and comment why. And if not, there's been trouble with the commenting lately. So if anything, just make sure you subscribe and put the bell button, and then you'll know when we go live and when I drop new items. And that will be what comes in the future, sooner than later. Let's see. Nah, you know. It's all good.